Hey everyone, Fabian, Empire Build Academy. We're jumping into State of Survival today. This is all going to be part of my 9-step process for each of these games, which will include a beginner's guide, construction guide, research, troops, heroes, defense, finishing off with an attack guide. Then I will look at doing all the different events and then frequently asked questions. This is the State of Survival Beginner's Guide 2026. Just giving you some simple tips that can help you when first starting out on State of Survival. This account that I have here is one that I've already started on, so I've managed to unlock all the different buildings. In reference to the buildings, I will do a video that will explain all of these in detail, but to make you aware from a beginner's perspective, your headquarters is your main building. It's this one here, and when you click onto that and you click onto the information, this will give you a breakdown even further of what that building does. So it's just this little magnifying glass icon, and then when you do click on that, it will give you a brief overview, the center of your settlement and foundation of your survival in the wilderness, upgrade to unlock new buildings and upgrades, and that is key to this. Whatever your headquarters are, and this one is currently level 20, means no other building can be built above that level. State of Survival and what it is. If you've not played these kind of base building games, there's a lot of them out there. I'll be doing a lot of them all for the website empirebuildacademy.com, which I'll just show you quickly on here. This is the State of Survival Beginner's Guide on that particular website, but I'm going to be doing the guides for all the different ones, all the old classics, but also some of the newer ones as well. So as an example, Resident Evil Survival Unit has just come out, and these guides are going to be going up there for this particular game as well as the other games as well, and I will add to this all the time. So if you want to find out any more information about State of Survival and you prefer to read it rather than watch a video, you can go and do that and click on the beginner's guide and you will see all the different information on there as well. But let's get back to State of Survival Beginner's Guide on here. As I mentioned, your buildings cannot be higher than your headquarters, but in terms of what's the most important buildings, it would be your headquarters first, and then it would be your hero precinct. This is where you can get all the different heroes from. Again, if we click on the information, locate and upgrade heroes via the hero precinct. Sending your heroes to explore will enable them to develop faster, as well as earn rewards for your settlement. The higher the level, the better the hero level limit, as well as those free advanced searches that you get, and also any buffs that come with that. The next building in the list would be your research lab, and this is obviously very important because this is where you can do all your research. There are 3 different trees that you have. There is a development one, a battle one, an economic one, and I always say when you're first starting out on this, development and economic would be the most important. This can potentially reduce how long buildings take to upgrade and also reduce the amount of resources needed for the different things. So start off with development and economy and then carry on with battle once you've got a bit of research done underway. Next buildings that would be important would be your troops, and there are 3 different types of troops. There is the garage for your riders, there is the range for your hunters, and then there is the barracks for your swordsmen. And upgrading each of these levels, if I just go into the information and go into more details, you can see the different tiers of troops that unlock at the different ones. So on this one, level 1 is rovers, level 4 is scramblers, level 7 is angels, and this continues all the way down until you get to some crazy levels that I will probably never see in the game, but they do exist, and I'm sure there are many people out there that have managed to get to this level. When you are looking at heroes, it is important to be looking at upgrading one for each specific troop type, one hero as a main for each of them. So you can see Cody, she is a hunter, which you can see here, and then if we click on the next one down, which is Ram, you can see Ram is a rider, and then if we click down one more time to Laurie, she is infantry. But at the beginning you will be unlocking the likes of the blues and the purples, and it's just getting the different ones that you can to a specific level, but focusing not necessarily on those purples and blues at the beginning and waiting until you've unlocked these particular ones here once you've located them, and saving all those upgrades that you use on the different heroes for these better ones. The next thing that is also very important on this game is the Alliance, and you can see that tab down there at the bottom. I've actually just returned to this game, and I will mention that when you do disappear for, say, a month, 2 months, it was actually 62 days the last time I logged into this. So I actually got some return rewards, which was pretty decent, but you won't get them, obviously, at the beginning. So there are return rewards available if you want to do that, but let's just say you are starting new, and if we click onto my avatar, and then we click onto settings, which is here, and then once you click into there and we go to character management and then click inside there, and you can see I can create a new character, and you can have 2 characters per state. So I can go into this, and the top one there, 1431, with the hot icon as well. This is the newest server that has opened and would be the one that you would want to be involved in. And if this server has been open for a few days, then you'd even consider maybe waiting for a brand new one to come out, but potentially use 1431 as a way of learning the game before starting again in a brand new server. As I mentioned, alliances are very important, and if we click on to our avatar again, and this time we go into rankings, we will be able to see who is the strongest on each particular server. So this is the server I'm on. Kings of Ravenous are way ahead in terms of the power. This server has been running for quite a while, and because of that, all the top people are in pretty much the top alliance, with a few scattered with the ones below. Phoenix Rising on 73 billion is not too bad as well, but that top one, those top 2 definitely would be an alliance that I'd want to be a part of. And the reason I'd want to be a part of that is because the alliance would be active, they'd be helping reduce timers, they would also be giving you tech buffs from their alliance technology, potential protection from attacks, especially if there is a NAP, which means no attack policy on the server. Also giving you access to better rallies that are potentially being set by bigger members, and then of course event rewards. But the recommendation, without a doubt, getting involved with one of those top alliances as soon as you can. And obviously if you're on a brand new server, you're not going to see power like this, but if you are on a brand new server, it can even take 2 or 3 days, maybe even a week or 2, for the top alliances to sort of get settled and knowing which one is going to be the one that you want to be a part of. The next thing that I'm going to mention is speed ups, and speed ups are what we can use to increase and finish off different aspects of building and research, maybe even training troops. And you can see over here on the left hand side, I've got 8 hours and 15 minutes left on this particular build, and if I clicked into speed up, you can see I've got all these different speed ups that I can use to finish this off. But what I would be advising is making sure that you are in a particular event, a specific event where speeding up is going to be beneficial. There are different times when different events are running where speeding up your buildings or speeding up training might be a specific one, or a research, and timing those speed ups for those particular events is going to benefit you in terms of the rewards that you are getting. And talking of events, if we have a look at these at the top, you can see there's loads of different events, and State of Survival is one of those where there is always something going on. There is always plenty of events to get involved with. This is the Rambo event, which has recently started. There's still 46 days to go on this, and within each one of these there are different events to get involved with, and having a look at what is the requirement for these different events is worth noting, just in case it is beneficial to whatever speed up that you are potentially using. You might go into one of these events, and training a specific number of troops could be a requirement, and that is why it is best to check on all of these different events, and there is a lot of them, to see what the requirements are for each of these. So before I finish this video, I just want to jump into some tips which are going to certainly help you when starting off on State of Survival. I mentioned earlier the choosing of the right server, and that is definitely going to be very beneficial, very important. Make sure you are joining the newest server, the one with that hot icon that I showed you earlier, because as I mentioned, even 2 days behind on a server can be critical in terms of development and staying in touch with other people, especially if you are free to play. Step 2 is binding your account, and you can do that by going into your avatar, clicking into settings, and then you can see your account option there. When you go inside there, this is the option to bind your account, and use many different options you can do that with, including Facebook and Google. The next thing you would want to do, staying in settings, is optimizing your settings, and you can do that by going into here, and there are different things that you can show. You can allow other chiefs to see your equipment, so if you wanted to do that, you can just click that on. I always say keep it off. Keep the secrecy behind your account and the different things you've got. You can also change whether you want the display building names on or off. I personally always have it on, just because it makes it easier to see exactly what different buildings are, and I don't think it's too intrusive in the way that State of Survival do this. The next one, and this is a crucial one no matter what base building game you play, is your name, and that is over here, your name. Normally you start off with a generic name such as Survivor 111222. Changing that immediately to something that is recognizable is potentially going to protect you from attacks, especially when a server is a week or so older. There is normally a rule a lot on these games, not just State of Survival, but many different ones as well, where anyone with the generic name, the dummy name, people are treating as not being active player, and there is a potential for you being attacked as you go forward. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to mention it again, joining an alliance as quick as you possibly can is always going to be beneficial, because joining those alliances are going to give you the potential to be joining big massive rallies, offer you protection and benefit from anything that is specific to an alliance, such as alliance research. As you can see in here, these are all open recruitments. I'd be able to join all of these without any requirements to do so, but in an ideal world, what you would be doing is going into your rankings, clicking into alliance battle and joining ideally one of those top two, where you are definitely going to benefit more from what is on offer in those two alliances, including active members. Down here on the left hand side, we also have the intel. This is basically like little mini games that you can go around and kill all of these different things, but they all come with different rewards, and you can see the kind of rewards that they come with. So one of the things that I will be doing and focusing on now I'm back into the State of Survival game is completing as many of these as I can, so that I can get all of those additional rewards and spend that stamina I have. And you can see that I have so much stamina at the top there, 4,341. This is all due to me coming back to the game, getting those return rewards. Been away inactive for 62 days, and when you are inactive, they always tempt you back with specific rewards. So I would be looking to spend that stamina as quick as I can, and an intel post would be one of those places that I'd do that. Coming off this, again, the other thing that you would be considering doing, especially if you're wanting to progress quickly, is getting your headquarters improved as quick as you can, upgraded to the different levels. This is obviously going to open up the different troop tiers that you can get via the certain levels of garage, range and barracks. And again, I'll show you very quickly. If I go into the info, more details, you can see that I currently have Raiders at number 19 unlocked. The next one for me would be Banshees at 22, Demon Raiders at 26, and each of the troop buildings will come with their own specific troop types. Saving speed ups and materials for events, we had a little brief talk about it earlier. I will finish off with mentioning it again. It is crucial to be using those during specific events, especially if there is something that requires you to use a certain amount of resources or use a specific speed up. Going and checking in all the different events, such as this Rambo one, such as this Enchanted Oath one, would definitely be worth looking at and finishing off as and when you are required to on the different events. The last tip that I'm going to leave you with is the heroes. I did mention them earlier. You can see I've located 19 so far of these heroes, but as the game progresses and as I play more and unlock certain things, you will notice that some of these down at the bottom that are here not located 72 different heroes. It might be worth saving your upgrades and different bonuses for the heroes until you've got something decent further down the line. As I said, I've got Cody for Hunter, I've got Ram for Rider, I've got Laurie for Infantry. This is potentially where I'm going to focus my attention on all of the different upgrades for these particular heroes. And if I show you the Maddie and Frank one, you can see the different rankings that we get on this, and saving all that at the beginning, especially if you have just started out, saving all that until you get some of these better heroes is definitely going to help you. So that is just a brief overview of State of Survival, what you can expect. Base building, it is all about upgrading your buildings, it is about improving your heroes and doing research and joining the biggest and most powerful alliances, and obviously spending what you can when you can, and not potentially wasting resources and speed ups when there isn't a specific event going on. If there's anything else that you think should be added to this particular beginner's guide, then please do mention it in the comments, and then I will also look to add to my website when adding this particular guide in the breakdown anything that you may have suggested in there as well. This is the kind of content you enjoy, and you enjoy doing base building games on mobile, then this is definitely the channel for you, and you should consider subscribing to my channel. And I will look forward to seeing you in another video very, very soon. The construction one for State of Survival will be up within the next few days. Do keep an eye out for that, as well as getting involved with the other guides for the different games. And I will see you in another video very soon. Thanks for watching.